this night, and it don't seem so lonely. We fill it up with only two. And when I hurt it runs off my shoulders. How can I hurt when holding you? Touch your wall, reaching out.
Delegates and alternates, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Please welcome Chairman Reince Priebus.
All right. Delegates and alternates, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 5th session of the 2016 Republican National Convention. The convention will come to order. Now, please welcome America's Got Talent contestant and singing sensation, Heavenly Joy.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father, brothers are we. Let me walk with my brother in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow to take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesty above the fruited plains. Oh, America, America, God sheds grace on thee.
Wow. 5 years old. Amazing. Would everyone please rise for the presentation of the colors? The colors tonight will be presented by the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Ohio's 7th District, Geneva Post, 6846.
Color guard! Halt! Left face! Precinct colors!
To lead us in tonight's Pledge of Allegiance, please welcome Marine Corps veteran, former police officer, and president of the Family Research Council, Tony Perkins.
Thank you. And delegate from the great state of Louisiana. Join me in our Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please welcome country music recording artist Ayla Brown to sing our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Leading us in tonight's invocation, please welcome Reverend Dr. Steve Bailey, the Superintendent of North Coast District United Methodist Church.
Let us pray. Eternal God, we invite your Spirit to come into this room and guide our actions tonight. Our faith traditions are united in recognition that you are the creator of all that is. You move on a scale and in ways that we can scarcely comprehend. but your grace and love reach through space and time to claim us, guide us, and make us your own. We are not here tonight to ask you to bless what we have designed. We are here to ask you to transform us, to make us better, make us courageous, make us tireless in seeking a more just nation for all who live in this land. We are united in our discontent, for we know that the world can be made better. We know that it's not right, that racism continues to wound and destroy the lives of many in this land. From judgments made in response to language or ethnicity, to inadequate schools that fail to serve their students, to incivility received at the grocery store or on college campuses. We know that we will only be a great nation when we are a good nation, when every citizen is fully vested in the promises of citizenship and shares in the opportunities of this great land. We know that it's not right when lives are destroyed by addiction, when our justice system favors some and punishes others, when children and women are trafficked in our streets, or when people are denigrated because of who they are or whom they love. We know that it's not right when we stand in the streets and shout insults at each other, when we attack those who risk their lives to protect us, when we harden our hearts to those we call the enemy, when we can no longer find common ground upon which we can build a better future. Forgive us, O God. O eternal God, hope of all who call out to you, work through our leaders who have been entrusted to act on our behalf. Remind us that as we wield great power, we also bear great responsibility. And remind us that each of our lives matters. Our voice, our example, our values, and our service. May we each be a pivot point where the world swings from what it is to what it can be. We may call you by different names. We may pray in different languages. We may come from a multitude of perspectives. But tonight, we share this moment in history as we live together on this fragile planet. Give us grace. Give us courage. Give us compassion. And give us hope. Amen.
Please remain standing while the colors are retired.
Please welcome back Tony Perkins.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. I'm here speaking tonight in my personal capacity and not on behalf of any of the nonprofit organizations that I lead. We have gathered here in Cleveland to select the Republican nominee for president, and we have accomplished that mission. Donald Trump is the nominee of the Republican Party. And I will be voting for Donald Trump in November, and I will urge my fellow Americans to do the same. Allow me to explain why. Tonight we focus on making America one again. In the pledge that we just recited, we said we are one nation under God. Congress added the words "under God" to the Pledge of Allegiance in 1954. The context in which those words were added is instructive. The Cold War had begun. As a nation, we faced an existential threat. You might remember children practiced the art of duck and cover in classrooms across the country, fearing nuclear attacks. The threat to our nation's survival was real. It was just as real then as it is today. The difference is President Eisenhower knew where to place America's trust. And upon hearing a sermon by Reverend George Dougherty delivered, President Eisenhower prompted Congress to adopt the words "under God." The Reverend Dougherty had pointed to the words of the first Republican president, Abraham Lincoln, speaking to a divided nation at Gettysburg. Lincoln said, "Under God, this people shall know a new birth of freedom." A lot has changed since then, but the source of America's hope and future has not. It is found in the same place today as it was in 1863 and in 1954, under God. But, my friends, our freedom to appeal to and unite under God has been under steady assault. This is why we must stop those in our government and on our courts who have either in principle or practice attempted to remove these two words, "under God," and all that they mean from public life here in America. From his judicial nominees to his running mate, to the party platform and the policies it promotes, Donald Trump has committed to upholding and protecting the first freedom and therefore our ability as citizens to unite our nation once again under God. Let us go forth from here and do that work. Thank you, and God bless you.
I think what people should know about Donald Trump is that he cares and appreciates people more than he's given credit for.
I can tell you that it's usually the first thing out of my mouth. I'm extremely proud to work for the Trump family. I'm extremely proud to work for the Trump organization.
I've never seen the difference between a female and a male within our company. If you look at the Trump organization, I would say there's probably more females than there are males.
The Trump organization has more minorities and female executives than any organization or firm for which I've ever worked.
He gave me a tremendous amount of responsibility. He mentored me through the entire process. He was always extremely available. He was supportive of me when I had my daughter 4 years ago.
He is a mentor to so many, and he is kind, and I think that's something that doesn't necessarily get out there as much as it should, but he is a kind person who loves to help people.
I think one of Mr. Trump's greatest talents is being able to see within you what your strengths are. Strengths that you might not have even recognized within yourself.
He expects a lot out of his employees, but I think that's why he's so successful. He makes you want to work harder.
He sort of drives people to excel. He finds talent in people that they don't know exist sometimes, and I think that's incredibly inspiring. He's inspiring.
And he's always had a knack for finding the right talent and matching that person up with the right position, and that person being extremely successful.
He extracts the most from people because people want to measure up to his expectations.
He sees things beyond what I think, the average person does. So the thinking big. He has an ability to clearly negotiate, get deals done.
He's tough. He is someone who gets things done and attacks a challenge, which again is something that a lot of people shy away from.
He's always come in ahead of schedule and under budget on all of his projects, and I expect him to do the same for this country.
The man is a machine. I mean, he wakes up, he loves what he does. He's so passionate about what he does, and he works harder than anyone I know.
I think of Mr. Trump in terms of very demanding, incisive, a strategic thinker, high expectations.
They always say in business, you are what you deliver, not what you promise. And I know for a fact that he's going to deliver everything that he says. And that's what he's done at his companies, and that's what he's going to continue to do. So he's going to be an extremely successful president, and I look forward to seeing it.
Just like I need you.
Please welcome President of Liberty University, Jerry Falwell, Jr.
Thank you. I am so honored and humbled to be here tonight. In 1984, my father stood at this convention and offered the opening prayer before our party's candidate, Ronald Reagan, went on to accept the nomination and win in a landslide. A little over 30 years later, I stand here with the sincerest prayer that history is about to repeat itself with the election of Donald J. Trump. You know, most of our nation's founders had strong faith, as I do, in our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. My family has lived in Virginia since the 1600s and in the Lynchburg, Virginia area since 1834. My wife, Becky, is a descendant of George Washington's family. Every day I drive past Poplar Forest, the summer home of Thomas Jefferson, who wrote in the Declaration of Independence, "We are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." Our founding fathers envisioned a government that existed only to protect these God-given rights, and a nation governed by citizen legislators. The most effective politicians were never career politicians, but surveyors, architects, ministers, farmers, businessmen, and even actors who were successful in the private sector before serving in government. Donald Trump follows in this rich tradition. He has created jobs for thousands and is one of the greatest visionaries of our time. I first supported Mr. Trump after I spent 20 years as a young lawyer working with my father to restore Liberty University to financial health. Since 2007, Liberty has become the largest and most prosperous Christian university in the world. And I am convinced that Donald Trump can work that same magic for a nation with $19 trillion in debt. But my family and I have grown to love and respect the Trumps for other reasons. We have never met such a genuine and loving family. I truly believe Mr. Trump is America's blue-collar billionaire. He is down to earth, he loves America and the American people. He is a true patriot and a champion of the common man. Mr. Trump has added a plank to this party's platform to repeal IRS rules sponsored by Lyndon Johnson in 1954, barring churches and nonprofits from expressing political free speech. Conservative universities and churches, however, have been investigated, while authorities have too often turned a blind eye toward liberal groups, including universities where left-wing ideology is so pervasive that they have in effect become Democratic voter indoctrination camps. Trust me, the repeal of the Johnson Amendment will create a huge revolution for conservative Christians and for free speech. We are at a crossroads where our first priority must be saving our nation. We must unite behind Donald Trump and Mike Pence. If you are a conservative, a decision not to vote or to vote for a third-party candidate is a de facto vote for Hillary Clinton.
If Hillary Clinton is allowed to appoint the next few Supreme Court justices, that in itself could be a fatal blow to our republic. On the other hand, a vote for Donald Trump is a vote to uphold the Second Amendment right to bear arms. A vote for Trump is a vote to stop Iran, a nation committed to the destruction of the State of Israel, from becoming a nuclear power. A vote for Trump is a vote to appoint conservative, pro-life justices to the Supreme Court. You know, in the days before my father passed away in 2007, he joked with CNN that he dreamed that Chelsea Clinton had interviewed him about the 3 greatest threats facing this nation. He replied, those 3 greatest threats are Osama, Obama, and your mama. Well, Osama is now gone. Obama has 6 months left in his term. And the only way to make America great and one again is to tell Chelsea's mama, you're fired. And the only way to do that is to elect Donald Trump and Mike Pence, President and Vice President of the United States. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
From Maricopa County in Arizona, please welcome Sheriff Joe Arpaio.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Arizona and Chairman Robert Graham. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I have spent 55 years in law enforcement. 55 years. Have always regarded my work, mission is critical, but my most important mission has just begun to help elect Donald Trump, President of the United States. The stakes are high. We need a strong leader who will stand up for America and put the interests of her citizens first. Unfortunately, we are losing the battle. We are the only country in the world whose immigration systems puts the needs of other nations ahead of ours. We are more concerned with the rights of illegal aliens and criminals than we are with protecting our own country. That must change. We need a leader who will protect our border and enforce our laws, because a nation without borders and a nation without laws is no nation at all. And now, more than ever, we must have respect for the police. We must give them the tools and the support they need to do their jobs. The highest levels of government must have our backs as they risk their lives every single day to perform their jobs and protect our citizens. As someone who for 35 years has been a top law enforcement official, living and working on both sides of the border, I can tell you firsthand about the dangers of illegal immigration and drugs. We have terrorists coming over our border, infiltrating our communities, and causing massive destruction and mayhem. We have criminals penetrating our weak border security system and committing serious crime. I am supporting Donald Trump because he is a leader. He produces results and is the only candidate for president ready to get tough in order to protect Americans. I have fought on the front lines to prevent illegal immigration, and I know Donald Trump will stand with me and other proud of Americans to secure our border. Donald Trump will build the wall. And restore law and order, and keep drugs and illegal immigrants from entering into our country. You know, I will never forget Donald Trump and what he did for my wife. I have been married to Ava for 59 years, and during the campaign, she was diagnosed with cancer. Just before going on national TV, Donald Trump called my wife and talked to her for 5 minutes. In subsequent trips, he never forgot to think of my wife and call her. He did not have to get my support through his kindness to my wife because I was already hooked. Let's elect a leader who will stand up for America and protect our border and support law enforcement and the military. And in doing so, unite our country. Let's elect Donald Trump. Thank you.
Please welcome Pastor Mark Burns from the Harvest Praise and Worship Center.
Hello, Republicans! Are you ready to elect the next president of these United States of America? Pastor Mark Burns from the great state of South Carolina. And listen, Republicans, it is so important that we come together to defeat Hillary Clinton and those race-baiting Democrats. Yeah. And those Democrats will do whatever it takes to keep us Americans focusing on the colors that divide us and not the colors that unite us. And you know why? Because she is afraid. Shout, she's afraid. She's afraid because she knows that together we will never allow Hillary Clinton to become the next president of the United States of America. Never. shall never, ever will she ever step foot in the Republican as the President of the United States. And I want to declare to the whole world and to the Republican Party that under Donald Trump and under a Donald Trump administration, all lives matter. All lives. All lives. All lives. All lives. And that means black lives, white lives, Hispanic lives, Asian lives, Christian lives, Muslim lives. Shout with me, all lives. And even though let them know. Listen, let me say this. Even though I disagree with the tactics and the divisive rhetoric of the Black Lives Matter movement, I do understand that hopelessness and lack of opportunity breeds this type of desperation. It does. And this is true in many of our nation's ghettos and our underprivileged communities. Mass protests in urban city centers are born out of this kind of desperation. But the thing is, the way that we can solve the problem and to eliminate this kind of a desperation is to create good jobs, urban economic good jobs, urban revitalization, and opportunities for job training and long-term solutions that will solve the problem in our troubled cities around this country. And I want to make a loud cry that we as Republicans, we are declaring right now today that we are determined more than ever to listen to the cries of the disenfranchised, the low income, the at-risk communities. We are more than ever, we will solve the problems together. Together, 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 together. Shout together. Shout together. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that Donald J. Trump will make sure that all Americans will have jobs. You know why? Because Donald Trump is not going to pander after no one race. His heart is after the human race. And together, shout together. Shout together, not as black Americans, white Americans, brown Americans, yellow Americans, or red Americans, but just as Americans. And together as Americans, we will get to the promised land. Promised land. We'll get there. And the promised land is a place where jobs have returned back to this country, where college degrees replace mass incarcerations, and no matter what terrorist group that tries to destroy our way of life, We will rise from the ashes. We will never die. We will always fly. And you know why? Because we are the United States of America. And hear me, listen, and despite the color you was born with, here in America, the only colors that matter are the colors of the red, white, I'm Pastor Mark Burns, and with my lovely wife Tamara and our beautiful 6 babies, I invite every one of you to help me elect the next president of the United States of America, Donald J. Shout Trump! 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 Trump!
Please welcome businessman and Pro Football Hall of Famer, Fran Tarkenton.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Pastor Mark Burns was back in the green room with me, and he was so quiet. He was humble. He was in prayer. And I put my hand on his head and on his shoulder and on his heart, and I said, loosen up. Then, after hearing him back there, I thought of my good friend Peyton Manning. When he gets over the center and he looks over the defense, he's yelling, Omaha! Tonight, I'm yelling, help! I know over here somewhere, we have some Minnesota Viking fans, do we not, huh? Skol Vikings. We have some New York Giant fans somewhere, don't we? Huh? How about those Giants? Over here somewhere, we have some Georgia Bulldogs, don't we? Oh, go Dogs! I'm not going to bark tonight. And I've got something for those Packers. We got any Packer fans out there? I've got something for you. I got something to you. It's a great story. The greatest and most revered coaching legend in the history of the National Football League is who? Vincent Lombardi. Vince Lombardi was Italian-American, tough as nails, loud, boisterous. And he took the Packers to a forlorn team in the 50s. And they were broken and they didn't win, and he made them into a world championship team year after year. But as great as he was, he didn't always win. And there's a video that's been out there for years, and it tells the story of Lombardi. And he's on the sideline, fists thrust in his pockets of his heavy wool coat. He paces Lambeau Field sidelines like a caged tiger. You've seen it. And the Packers couldn't do anything right this particular day. And Lombardi was going crazy. And he screams at his players running off the field. And he says, what the hell's going on out here? And right now I look at America and I need to ask, what the hell's going on here? The most anemic recovery in modern history. And Washington, it's broken for everybody. At least broken for everybody who doesn't make their living inside the Beltway. What the hell's going on here? We are stuck. We're stuck in frustration, mired in anger and fear. As a quarterback for 18 years in the National Football League, my mission was very simple. It was to make my teammates better. Of course, I made a fortune playing football. Back in 1961, my first year, I made $12,500. So I had a off-season job. I became a small business owner. And as a small business owner, I feel connected to the millions of Americans in this vital sector of our economy. And let's look at the facts. Small business America is the heart and soul of equal opportunity. The facts are that 40%, listen to this number, 40% of 530,000 startups each month are started by African Americans, Hispanics, or Asians. Almost a third of small businesses in America are started by immigrants, and nearly 40% by women. But the thing is, small businesses have been surviving not because of government policies, but in spite of them. Especially these past 8 years. High taxes, strangling regulations, and practically no access to credit. So I ask, what the hell's going on here? Imagine with me what could happen in our nation if 27 million job-creating enterprises were suddenly empowered and set free in every neighborhood to grow and build and contribute even more. I believe it all comes down to leadership. Whether it's Vince Lombardi years ago or the great Nick Saban of Alabama today, I can tell you in just 5 simple words what every great leader does. A leader gets stuff done. I've known Donald Trump for 48 years. And like those other leaders, I've known for sure he gets stuff done. He's a builder. He understands that teams win, individuals don't. He builds great teams. Donald Trump is a proven leader, a team builder. Donald Trump knows how to get the best out of people, how to be a teammate. I've watched him over those 48 years succeed wildly. I've watched him fail because all of us fail. I've watched him get back up because he never quits. I truly believe that Donald Trump can provide the leadership that will help us all make America great again. Make it great for everyone. So let's go, you people out there in television land and you people here, let's go and win this game together. Together, let's go make America great again. Thank you and good night.
Please give a warm welcome for Brock Mueller.
Christmas Eve, 2007. My parents, my younger brother Elliot, his girlfriend Hollis Reeker, and I were driving to church. Out of nowhere, a car ran a stop sign, crashing into us. My father, my hero, David Paul Mueller, and Hollis died that night. I endured 8.5 hours of surgery. When I awoke, the surgeon came into my room with more devastating news. My spinal cord damage was about the worst she had ever seen. She said that I would likely never walk again, and that even a 1% chance was overly optimistic. But that 1% was all I needed. Through it all, I had faith in Jesus Christ. I believed in myself and strived to make that 1% a reality. Truthfully, God made that 1% a reality. His will, not mine. He blessed me with football coaches, Rich and Mike, who gave me a fighting chance. His blessings enabled me to graduate from the Ohio State University. And I went on to be cheered by University of Michigan fans as I led the Wolverines onto the field. He blessed me with my beautiful wife, Haley. We walked down the aisle together. He gave me countless other blessings. This very moment, for me, is a testament to God working all things for the good. And guess who else was told that he had a 1% chance? A company that analyzes polling data for CNN predicted last year that Donald Trump had a 1% chance of winning the Republican nomination for president. Mr. Trump, welcome to the club. I defied the odds, but I couldn't do it on my own. Donald Trump can't do it alone either. He needs our help and support. Just as Michigan was willing to adopt the Buckeye, for a cause greater than ourselves, we can unite behind Donald Trump to make America one again. Now, I want to turn it over to a fellow Ohio State graduate who really knows how to unite a team, Coach Bobby Knight.
I'm proud to be a part of Team Trump, working toward making America the greatest there is. As a coach, my main objective was to win, and I know Donald Trump will always have winning on his mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please welcome the G.E. Smith Band with this evening's special guest, Nashville recording artist Dave Fenley.
On something colder. Don't forget who told you. Hey babe, what's happening? You can climb all up in this wagon, cause there ain't no home and there ain't no cows. You oughta knows by now that, oh, mama didn't raise no quitter. You better make the bonfire bigger so we can kick it out night by the river with the alligator gar, apple pie in my try like head. Circle up with them headlights on. We can sleep when we're all long gone. Come on. Batter up, home run hitter. Mama didn't raise no quitter. Hey, hey, wait, where y'all going? I don't hear no rooster crowing. See the dogs still howling and the kegs ain't float yet. But baby, did you forget that? Oh, mama didn't raise no quitter. You better make the bonfire bigger so we can kick it out night by the river with the alligator gar, apple pie, and my try like that. Circle up with the headlights on. We can see when we're all long gone. Come on, batter up, home run hitter. Mama didn't raise no quitter. Hey. Mama didn't raise no quitter. Come on, Sam. If you're part of the party now, just say hey. Your mama didn't raise, ooh, mama didn't raise no quitter. You better make the bonfire bigger so we can kick it out night by the river with the alligator gar, apple pie, and a pickle jar. Hey, circle up with them headlights on. We can sleep when we're all long gone. Come on, batter up, home run hitter. Mama didn't raise no, my mama didn't raise no. Ooh, mama didn't raise no quitter. You better make the bonfire bigger so we can kick it out night by the drink, but I ain't lonely. A little whiskey gets me by. It was handed down by my mama and my daddy. I was born to have a good time. So come on, bring your cup on, jump in, the water's fine. You know it ain't just about another southern state, it's a southern state of mind. It runs in the family. I'm born from the line of old beer drinkers and Bible believers, and you bet your ass we do. Well, the Dixie's down in your DNA. Be proud of the son, cause it runs in the family. It runs in the family. Y'all listen. Some people call us backwards for sticking to our guns. Yeah, we got faith and they try to take from us, but we know where we come from. Well, it's a call to all you outcasts and all you rebel souls. If you believe in John Wayne and Jesus, buddy, welcome to the fold. It runs in the family. I'm born from the line of old beer drinkers and Bible believers, and you bet your ass we do. Well, the Dixie's down in your DNA. Be proud of the son, cause it runs in the family. Yes, it does. I'm one from the line. Oh, beer drinkers and Bible believers, and you bet your ass we do. Well, the Dixie's down in your DNA. Be proud, cause that red, white, and blue runs in the family. I'm one from the line. Oh, beer drinkers and Bible believers, and you bet your ass we do. Well, the Dixie's down in your DNA, son, yeah. Oh, your Dixie's down in your DNA. Be proud of it, son, cause it runs in the family. It runs in the family.
Please welcome United States Representative Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee.
Well, hello there, Tennessee. And yes. And hello to everybody here tonight and to all of you who are watching us at home on iPhones and on Twitter. Welcome. I have a question for you. Do you want to help make America one again? Let me hear you. All right. You know, we have all had enough of bloated budgets, unkept promises, and pointless red lines. We've had enough division and enough heated rhetoric that serves to only drive a wedge between us and our neighbor. Enough of seeing our 401ks get smaller, our bills get bigger, our taxes go up, and our paychecks shrink. In short, the American people have had it. Yes, and they are ready for change. They are ready for someone to take the reins and bring us together. There is someone that can get the job done, or as Larry the Cable Guy would say, let's get her done. There's someone who can come in ahead of schedule and under budget, who's read the specs, has seen the bottom line, negotiated the cost, and built something to last. A leader who knows that this country is not full of assets to be managed, forgotten, or deleted. Our nation is full of citizens who want a leader who knows the sure route to prosperity, who inspires, who knows that leadership is a hard-fought verb and not a subject line in an email. And that is why I am asking all of you to join me tonight in electing Donald Trump as President of the United States. Donald Trump has the skills required to lead this nation, a diverse nation, and he can help our people achieve greatness. He believes in the American dream because he has lived the American dream. You know, the desire for greatness is not new. President Lincoln stood right here in this very city 155 years ago with a call for us to bind together or perish apart. Listen to his words. If all do not join now to save the good ship of the Union this voyage, nobody will have a chance to pilot her on another. And again, we find our nation in desperate need of true leadership, in desperate need of unity. The last 8 years have really been a challenge to our national and our household budgets, to our Constitution, and to the men and women who give their lives and their sacred honor to protect that Constitution and to protect us. We know that Donald Trump is a leader who has seen challenges. He's learned his lessons, solved problems. He has delivered results. Some of our nation's greatest leaders have been people who have worked in the real world, who know firsthand how cumbersome rules and unnecessary regulations get in the way of greatness. I want a president who knows that leadership is not as it appears, but is as it performs, who has seen something through from beginning to completion, who looks at the mundane and sees magnificence. After all, that's the magic of this country, that everyday people with big ideas and big dreams and the drive to complete them, not only can they change a skyline, they can change the world. Leadership is not about lines on a resume. Gender, race, zip code, pedigree, lineage, hurt feelings are not qualifiers for leadership. Leadership is a record of performance and accomplishment and team building. Now that is leadership that you can trust. We Americans are bound together by the shared desire for faith, family, freedom, hope, and opportunity. We want a president who believes that you, not Washington, knows best, who believes that you have the right to pursue your version of the American dream. I know you believe, I do too, that America is on the edge of great and mighty things. We need a President Donald Trump who understands this, is about freedom and freedom's causes who will choose to unite us, not divide us. So let me ask you another question. Are you with me? Are you with Trump-Pence 2016? All right, together we can get the country building, working, see jobs come back, our communities grow, and see leaders actually lead. And together with you and with Trump-Pence 2016, we will be great again. We will be one again. Thank you. God bless.
Please give a warm welcome for Governor Mary Fallin.
Oklahoma loves New York too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, America, I have a question. Are you ready for change? Me too. All right. I grew up in Tecumseh, a small town in Oklahoma. It was one of those all-American towns where everyone watches high school football on Friday nights and neighbors take care of neighbors. In Tecumseh, we understood poverty, but it wasn't a destiny that was inevitable. We were optimistic about our future, and we knew we could succeed with hard work, a good education, and faith in God. There weren't very many opportunities for young women, but we did have a great role model, a woman mayor, my mom. She taught me if I worked hard, I could be anything. And I took that lesson to heart and eventually became the first female governor of the state of Oklahoma. You know, in my community, there was a sense of optimism and determination that our community and our country could be better for everyone. And even at a time when the shadow of institutional discrimination fell over much of our country, there was no shortage of African American heroes. Black Oklahomans like civil rights leader Clara Luper, who was leading sit-ins and successfully integrating schools across our state and winning the fight for respect and opportunity. So when I look back on my childhood, my America, I don't see a perfect place, but we were united by a simple belief that no matter who you were or where you came from, better days were ahead for America. Today, I'm afraid we're losing that sense of unity and optimism, not just in towns like Tecumseh, but across this land. Our country is divided, our people are afraid, and our spirits are nearly broken. But we can't lose that hopelessness and have it become the new normal. In America, we won't. You know, I believe the American people are longing for the American dream where they can just get a fair shake in life and an opportunity to succeed. We must make America one again and restore the confidence in the strength of our nation. And it's no secret, Donald Trump is bold, tenacious, courageous, and he's an outspoken leader. And he knows how to create jobs and successful businesses. He has bold ideas, and he speaks truth to power. He is a man who will get this country on the right track, who believes in peace through strength and will protect America against radical Islamic terrorists who seek to destroy our nation. Our country has united time and time again on our core values of freedom and individual liberty and justice for all people, the principles which made our country great and which it was founded upon. And Donald Trump unapologetically stands for those values. We are one in our belief that America must address the national debt, not by increasing taxes, but by increasing opportunity. We are one in our belief that we must protect our borders and promote fair trade that puts American workers first. And we are one in our belief that we must stand with our allies like Israel, a beacon of freedom and democracy in the Middle East. And we are one in our belief that we must respect and honor our military, our veterans, and law enforcement whose sacrifice keeps us safe and free. And we are one in our belief that every life is precious, regardless of race or class, including the lives of the unborn children. Now, as a party, we don't agree 100% on everything. That's okay. We don't have to. As Ronald Reagan once said, the person who agrees with you 80% of the time is a friend and an ally. We invite every American who believes in these principles and longs for an end to division and wants to make America one again to join us in electing Donald Trump as President of the United States. Thank you, and may God bless you all. God bless America.
Please welcome the head of Korean Americans for Trump, Dr. Lisa Shin.
My name is Lisa Shin, and I am deeply humbled and honored to speak to you as a national delegate from the great state of New Mexico. I am a Christian, a wife, and a mother. I have been in private practice as an optometrist for the past 19 years. I am Korean American, and I am very proud to be a supporter of the next President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Over 40 years ago, my parents left South Korea to come to America. They knew that America was an exceptional and generous country where immigrants could become American citizens, participate in American democracy, and live the American dream. They knew America was the land of opportunity and freedom, where immigrants could succeed and prosper. So they swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution. That's right. My parents endured countless hardships and made tremendous sacrifices to pursue the dream. And they never imagined that one day their daughter would be speaking to you today. This is the beauty of the American dream. To do and to be the unimaginable. Hillary Clinton is a direct threat to the American dream. Her proposals would be utterly devastating to our economy. Her dangerous ideology undermines our democracy and freedom. She represents everything that is wrong with the system. The deceit, corruption, cronyism, and a total lack of accountability. With extreme carelessness, she has compromised our national security and our safety. With contempt, she has flouted the rule of law that we rely on for justice, order, and peace. She has overwhelmingly lost the trust of the American people. She is not qualified to be our next president. She is unfit to be the commander-in-chief of the brave men and women who sacrifice so much to fight for our country. There is only one presidential candidate who will preserve the American dream that our parents and our grandparents envisioned for us. There is only one candidate who will ensure a more prosperous, safe, and secure future for our children and our grandchildren. There is only one candidate who will defend the core principles that this great country was founded upon. There is only one candidate who will protect, stand with, and fight for we, the American people. There is only one clear choice for America, and that choice is Donald J. Trump. Thank you.
My phone was ringing and ringing. It was my dad on the phone. He goes, "A lot of guys might not come home today. I love you, go to work, I'm going to work, I'll see you later."
I was in jail for prostitution and paraphernalia, and my mother passed away. I was not allowed to go to her funeral.
My parents, they came from Mexico. They always told me, education is the key to success.
I will never forget the date, August 25th, 2014. We finally had a diagnosis. She's on the spectrum, she has autism.
My parents came here, much like many people who migrate from another country, didn't speak the language, didn't understand the culture.
I realized there was a bigger picture here and that I needed to be involved.
I had this epiphany and realized I didn't have to live like this.
I felt there must be other people out there that are going through the same situations, and I needed to be a voice for them.
That value of perseverance, the sense of understanding that you have to work hard and earn everything that you want, the value stuck.
I pushed myself, and I was the first one out of my entire family to graduate college. I joined the RLI because I wanted an opportunity to make a difference in my community.
Very proud to be a fellow. I've already started organizing within my neighborhood.
I joined the RLI program. It gave me the tools that I needed to be a better leader in the community and to be able to give back.
Showed us and explained to us that a lot of the things we're doing here in our community is what it's about, but it showed us more than that how to bring it together.
I got involved with the Republican Leadership Initiative simply because I wanted to be the best version of myself. Working with Lead Right 2016 and Republican leadership initiatives not only allows me to cultivate myself, it allows me to cultivate everyone around me.
To the next generation, earning it the hard way.
To all those moms who just make it work.
Trailblazers.
Mentors, coaches, and innovators.
To all you second chancers,
welcome. Where you lead, others will follow.
Got this car that barely runs. Got this house just coming undone. We got groceries in the icebox. We got these bills that we can't pay. Couple of jobs that we both hate. May not look like we got it live. That's okay, 'cause we got this once in a lifetime thing. We got this love, it ain't gonna change. If the storm winds blow and we just don't know when these hard times are gonna quit, as long as we got us here, we got this. Got this world that won't slow down. No way out of this old town. But we got cable, beer, and Jesus. Well, I make you laugh, you drive me crazy. Got this plan to make some babies. Yeah, we got worries, but I ain't worried about nothing at all. So we got this once in a lifetime thing. We got this love that ain't gonna change. If the storm winds blow and we just don't know when these hard times are gonna quit, as long as we got us, girl, yeah, we got it. This once in a lifetime thing. We got this, yeah, we got this love, it ain't gonna change. If the storm winds blow and we just don't know when these hard times are gonna quit, as long as we got us, girl. Hey, as long as we got Trump, girl, we got this. Hey, yeah, we got this. Rockin' the door by the knocker where the they're laying it down. Seen it all for years, they got nothing to lose, yeah. So gotta get on the floor and shimmy, it's something to lose, yeah. And now the house is a rockin', nobody knockin' where the house is a rockin', nobody knockin' where the house is a rockin', nobody come on, play that saxophone, boy.
Swept to victory last night across the country, taking historic margins in Congress. It was red over blue in a big way last night.
The Republican wave more like a political typhoon.
2014 was a historic year for Republicans, and the RNC made it possible.
And we looked at this and we said, what do we have to do to win?
Tom Tillis will defeat Senator Kay Hagan.
Well, I knew that North Carolina was going to be one of the states that made the majority.
CNN projects the Republicans will take control of the United States
This
Senate.
wasn't something that we knew we could go in 6 months and just say, hey, we're going to put this temporary shop up and make it work.
When I ran, it was to help change the future of our country. You can have the best vision in the world, but without the appropriate mechanics, you don't get to realize that vision.
I'm from West Virginia. I want to be able to personalize and have the flexibility to run a campaign that is going to win in my state. And the RNC recognizes that. By the RNC being able to work closely with campaigns, I think it avoids the trap that many times are fallen into in campaigns, and that's a cookie-cutter approach where, well, this is going to work in Iowa, it's going to work everywhere. Not necessarily, and probably not.
I was a little-known state senator from a very rural part of Iowa. The RNC committed from day one to getting out the absentee voters.
The RNC really made a concerted effort to make that presence happen. There was no daylight between our campaign, between the Hispanic outreach that was taking place, a full-time presence in the field.
With the RNC's help, I think we really had a lot of resources available to us and support. We knocked on more doors than we've ever knocked on. We made 1 million phone calls, and we couldn't have done it without the RNC.
we're going to compete in every state, because being a blue state is not a permanent diagnosis.
I think Reince has it right. We need to start having people on the ground immediately. The RNC is able to coordinate and work with the campaigns unlike virtually any other entity.
What the RNC is doing is making sure that the root system that's necessary for real success is there, not for election cycles, but permanently. And Reince and the RNC have done a really good job of making sure that America knows we mean business.
We're the gold standard, and we're going to set the standards even higher to make sure that we win in 2016. We have to develop the best technology with the best minds and train volunteers and candidates with the modern tools to succeed.
The RNC has been doing it for many years. I think Reince has done a really good job. All over the country, they have very good people.
There's no limits to what we as a party can accomplish together. Let's make this year a Republican year together. Let's put a Republican president back in the White House together.